Hello, loyal followers. I'm sorry I'm very late with this Aquarian new moon energy this time around. Sorry, I'm sort of on holidays, but yet we just had another new moon at 9 degrees, and that occurred on last Wednesday, the 29th of January. And do check your geographic location because it might have been Tuesday for you. But with the moon at 9 degrees, so much is pointing to endings. 9 is a number signifying the end of a cycle. When we have an ending, there's also always a new beginning. This is the fifth new moon of 7 at 9 degrees. Do you get the message? And if we consider the Chinese New Year of the snake, according to this new moon, we know that snakes shed their skins so they can grow. Ending and new beginning. 2025 adds to 9. Yet another indication that there are endings this year. So the question is, what is ending for each of us? And more importantly, what is ending on a global scale? There will be many opportunities, I believe, to consciously let go of aspects of our lives that no longer serve our evolutionary growth. There will be incidents in our lives that force us to let go of other aspects or people. In this case, what is our best response? We have no control over what happens, but we do have control over our responses. Be kind to yourself and to others. We can let go with grace, bless the person or situation, and move on. Ask ourselves what we have learned or gained from the situation or person, and to be grateful. Or we can hang on to the past. More often, this response can cause us grief and pain as events keep occurring to show us that it's time to move on. Make new plans. The new moon is 9 degrees Aquarius. Where's that in your chart? The conjunction of Sun and Moon makes a happy trine with Jupiter in Gemini, air signs. And these air signs so energetically support imagination and creating the future you want to have. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, of the creative imagination and new ideas. It's a good time to really create your new future with big ideas, innovative solutions to problems you encounter both on a personal and a global scale. So what else should we do with Aquarian energy? What can we do to support humanity as a whole? There are many who need support just for daily living, as well as many who need help with health, both physical and mental. What is your attitude to these folk? Can you provide physical support, either with resources or your own time? Maybe you consciously donate to a charity which provides the support to those in need, or sponsor a child through one of the many charities which support education for disadvantaged children. Maybe you seek out a local organisation that provides support to the elderly or disabled in your community, and you volunteer some of your time to help. Do consider if you have relatives in this situation. Maybe they are the ones who deserve to receive your support first. Uranus has stationed direct in Taurus at 23 degrees, and it's 23 degrees for a long time still, several weeks. Uranus is not comfortable in this energy. Taurus wants life to go at a slow and steady pace. Uranus is shaking it up and saying the pace must change, must be quicker, must be quicker, must be changing, making Uranus uncomfortable. So if you have significant planets in any of the fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo at 22 to 26 degrees, you are likely to feel the effects of this Uranian push. I encourage you to go with the flow. It's harder to push back and requires more energy. Uranus is encouraging you to use your energy in new and different ways. In a few months' time, Uranus shifts into Gemini and creates a trine relationship with Pluto in Aquarius. And this is a very harmonious connection. And this is bound to speed up the rate of innovation on a grand scale. You will have to change, whether you like it or not. Revelations. Be open to revelations that will come and shatter your beliefs, those beliefs you've always held. New information can reveal a different notion of what's happened in the past and what is now occurring. How old are the pyramids really? What information has been revealed recently inside these structures? How old is our civilization? Did you know that there are buildings in many parts of the world which suggest very strongly that sentient beings created sophisticated structures and dwellings more than 12,000 years ago? Who were they? What happened to them? Be prepared and open to announcements that provide a different perspective on what you know about history. And what about new technology? Again, be prepared for new announcements that allow you to use technology in new ways. Do question new technology and how it affects you and the wider community. Much of it will be valuable, but some of it may not be as good as it seems or is promoted to be. Use your discretion. Check with your heart. Also understand that free software isn't always the best software. We read about Elon Musk, who seems to have quite a lot of media profile. What are the innovations being promoted by Elon Musk? Are they of real value? Can they benefit humanity? What are the detrimental aspects? What about health in Aquarius energy? For our healthy bodies, Aquarius energy influences blood circulation, shins and ankles. So to take care of those aspects of your bodies, do check out my yoga class for Aquarian energy, or any other yoga class for that matter. Now, I've had Australian adventures since I had my international adventures. And since returning to Australia, I've been in my peaceful place in Northern Victoria, from where I'm recording this podcast. The sounds of nature abound, and the noise of trucks and machinery is almost non-existent. It's wonderful to hear the wind in the trees and the sound of the water rushing downstream. We also have kookaburras in the park, which are better than clocks. They very reliably laugh just after 9 in the evening. When my children were small and we camped here, my children needed to be in bed before the kookaburras called in the evening. They still laugh, but my children are well and truly grown up by now. I've heard tourists visiting the Gold Coast talk about being able to see the stars here in Australia. Well, here in the country, away from the lights of the urban environment, I'm sorry for the interruption. Here in the country, away from the lights of the urban environment, the stars are brilliant, especially around the time of a new moon. Often we can see a satellite moving across the sky, as well as in the inevitable planes that ply between Sydney or Brisbane and Melbourne. I'm grateful to be spending time in nature to refresh my energy after all the travels of December and early January. When was the last time you looked up to the sky and viewed the stars, or felt the peace of being in the bush? Of course, it's not always peaceful. Nature is quite violent at times. At the full moon in January, around the time of the Elliott fires, we had a violent electrical thunderstorm here in northern Victoria and in parts of southern New South Wales. Trees came down in many places, including on a couple of caravans in the caravan park next door. Thankfully, no one was hurt. We were without power for nearly 12 hours. Our water supply is powered by pumps, so we had no running water either. Back to basics. I went to the river to bring up buckets of water to wash the veggies for dinner. We have a gas cooker, and potentially used to flush the toilet. Needless to say, we went to bed early. Reading by candlelight went out long ago. Now, one last thing for this podcast. Are you interested in a grandmother's retreat? This is designed for the older woman and encompasses many spiritual aspects of life. Inverted commas. Throughout our lives, we women have had so many different jobs, resulting in one day asking ourselves, who am I? Now my family and children, grandchildren, and friends have left. What is my purpose? Inverted commas. There are only a few places left now, but if you're interested, please contact Sunda Devi as soon as possible. I will put the link below. I'm looking forward to teaching yoga every morning of this retreat. Maybe I'll see you there. Have a great time in Aquarius. And till next time.